During a school holiday, my class teacher asked me to make an electric call bell using just a steel cup, nail and a copper wire with armature. I designed and prepared one, which I tested several times, to ensure if it functioned or not because I had to take this device to my school next day for a small exhibition arranged there. At around 3:30 p.m. I was alone in my room in a big farmhouse. My father and mother were in the backyard and doing some work. I wanted to try my call bell. I accidentally caught a live electric wire while experimenting on this prototype of a self-made call bell. As the cable was too long, the voltage was 220 volts, and since I was holding the live wire in both hands, I suffered from electric shock for a sufficiently long time. Initially, I experienced a great pain and all that any shock victim would experience. As no one was there to rescue me for some time, slowly my pain ceased and I started raising from my body and started to float above. I could see the letters written on the roof tiles from very near, almost a few inches. Each letter appeared very big to me. It was a wonderful, painless state and very cool and yet full of emotions. I had perfect crystal clear consciousness. I could see my body lying on the floor head down and still holding the wire. I rose to about 10 feet off the ground and I stopped hovering near the roof tiles. I was calling for help but no one was there. After some time I noticed my dad coming from the other end of the house. I could see him through the walls, and he was coming very slowly as he was not aware of the accident. I tried to call my dad very loud but he could not hear me even though he arrived near. He was chewing tobacco and murmuring something. Then it was his habit. It was like as if I was in a dream. But naturally when he reached the spot, he saw me, my body lying on the ground. Without knowing that I am holding the live wire, he held me tight and tried to lift me up. Suddenly I experienced a great pain and I fell back into my body. I went into an unconscious state for at least 10 minutes later, and when I woke up my dad and mom were sitting near me. First word I uttered after seeing them was, "Mom, I experienced today how one dies," but my parents were horrified. They took me to a doctor to explain to him that I might have gone insane due to electric shock. Whenever I started talking about my experience, they discouraged me and avoided the conversation, thinking that it may adversely affect my studies. Later my mom told me that she came and rescued both me and my dad by switching off the mains. But I never saw her coming to rescue me as I could only see my dad.
Next, NDE. On the operating table, I came out of my body. I went for a walk and I saw a whirlwind of white light. Then, I am between a border separating the world here from the celestial or astral. I entered in a light that illuminated this experience. It was brilliant and beautiful all along a white passageway. I saw a Jesus, very beautiful and serene. He told me that it is too early for me to be here, and showed me my child wrapped in gold. He showed me my husband, who was very sad in the room of hospital. I chose to return to help people. I wrote a book that is due to be published shortly, to help people in the despair. At this moment, I was projected in my body with great speed. I was in the hospital for 5 days. I had been drinking when I was beaten severely by my ex-husband. I was in a coma going through seizures. I do not remember anything at the hospital except the experience and the day I woke up. My family was called to the hospital to say goodbye, because my body was deteriorating and the seizures could not be controlled with medications. This is according to family, who came in one by one to say goodbye. My sister was praying over me, saw the heart monitor flat line, and I stopped breathing. She was holding me crying and demanding me not to be dead. She said at the moment I died, I was finally resting. About 5 minutes passed. She was still holding me when I opened my eyes and said, "Hi Madeline." The doctors had no explanation as to why I came back. Later that week after I came home I told my sister of my experience. Next, NDE. My account. This is my only experience during my hospital stay. I woke feeling an incredible calm, like I had just passed through a tornado. I was led through whiteness to a white horizon, which I thought to be a road, because I was walking on it. There was an area to the side of the road where I saw a badly mangled dog. I felt it was all right, but stared at it with sadness. Then a man, and I dare to describe him as resembling the pictures I have seen of Jesus. came walking up to me. He stood beside me with his arm around my shoulder and walking me forward. I asked what will happen to the dog. He said, "Don't worry, it's okay." I didn't feel satisfied with this answer, and as I started to ask what he meant, I was sucked backward so fast I can't explain it. I was in my hospital bed, and I opened my eyes to see my sister's big blue eyes filled with tears, and she seemed shocked to see me. I remember saying, "Hi, Madeline." That was it.